Please take your seats quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Hi guys, and welcome to 1minutetennis.com. In today's session, I want to talk to you in great detail about how to create the correct arm action and the correct sequence within the serve. And I want to show you where 80 or 90% of the power comes in the serve, and a great way of how you can reproduce with precision the kind of movement or the wrist and arm movement that will give you a supercharged serve. Now in the serve, what should happen is we go into the trophy pose here, and then as we feel the racket drop, the moment we feel the racket drop, then we actually begin the upswing to the ball. By the time I process this and feel the drop of the racket and then begin the upswing, the racket will have dropped into the slot, the sort of right-hand side of the spine here, and then I'll begin the upswing smoothly. And what will happen is I'll capture the energy that's in the racket. You see, as the racket drops, it has potential energy. The energy is gathering. The racket's getting heavier on my hand. But the moment it stops, then that energy has disappeared, and now it's gone into kinetic energy, and now I begin up from an inert position. The racket is dead. It has no momentum. It has no real force. But if I can actually begin the upswing before the racket has finished its drop, then the potential energy remains in the racket, and on impact, the racket will feel heavier and more powerful. Remember, force is mass times acceleration, so it will have much more force when making contact with the ball. A real example of how we can do this is if I just isolate this part of the stroke. So I'm just going to now use nothing but the drop of the racket and the arm. And now, and the serve is pretty quick. And yet, there was no arm movement, no body movement, nothing other than this part of the stroke. Now, for some players, this is totally natural, and the serve seems to fly off the racket. But for most players, this is extremely unnatural. So we have to learn this motion. And I want you to learn the motion before you begin to try and play the serve over your head. You see, very few people learn anything above their heads. Michelangelo didn't learn to paint ceilings. He learned to paint normally and then worked his way up, literally. And so now we're going to reproduce the feeling, the drop of the racket around about waist to shoulder height. So I take the racket into a sort of trophy pose here. So bring it down to here. And now I'm going to see. You see, now I can see it. I'm not just aware of what I'm doing. I don't have to feel it. I can see it. I can see the racket drop. And now, just before the racket finishes its drop, I begin the upswing. And now I'm going to go a little bit higher, but I can still see it. And now, trophy pose and swing. And I'm going to make sure my elbow does not go forwards naturally. Eventually, the racket will drag it forwards, but my elbow's staying by my side. And I can check it out, so can you, because you can see it. So now, a little bit higher, I can still see it. Trophy pose, drop and swing. And now I'm going out of sight. I could look around and see it, but that's unrealistic. So let's go back again. Okay, trophy pose. I can see it. Drop and swing. And now out of sight, and I can feel it. And I think I reproduced the same movement. Let's go back. Now where I can see it. Now I have to do it by feeling it. And now I'm going to make the full stroke and feel it. And again, the full stroke and feel it. And if you're not sure, then go back lower to where you can see it. And check out that feeling is the same. And of course, the natural progression then is to reproduce this feeling with a ball. But when you do this, try to walk before you can run. You know I don't like hundreds and hundreds of repetitions. So we're not talking of a long time here, but take a little time to mix up and combine and blend, seeing the right movement with feeling the right movement with doing the right movement. So now I'm going to go to here, trophy pose, and I see it out of sight, and I feel it. And then with as little body movement as possible, let's just work the arm up. And I felt it and I did it. So see it, feel it, do it, and you'll be reproducing the skill and feel and talent for the serve the same way that Michelangelo so many years ago learned to paint down here before creating the glory of the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. By using this process, the serve is way easier to actually learn. And if you lose the feeling, if you start pushing, if you start slicing, if it goes wrong, then simply bring the swing down to where you can feel it, look at it and check it out, and then go back to a correct, easy, and powerful service action. I hope this makes sense. Love to know how it works in your game. And if you like my ideas, check out our books on Amazon. We have books on every aspect of the game. In the books, we cover a lot more of the science of the game, but also then marry them with super simple illustrated solutions to the strokes such as this. Everything is geared to help you become the best tennis player you can be. Or join players in over 40 countries all over the world that I'm helping with a unique blend of video analysis and then personalized one-to-one meetings and one-to-one training such as this. A lot of it is done on your tennis court and it really works. For more information, check out the website or email me. So don't try and learn the serve above your head. That's like beginning learning maths with trigonometry. No, we have to start with the basic, subtraction and addition, and then build our way up. Start where you can see it, check it out. Take it where you can just see it, check it out. Take it where you can feel it, check it out. And then add the ball, and you will have a fantastic, smooth, powerful, and easy serve. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for more unique tennis lessons that really work.
Again, 7-6, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4.